here, stuck in traffic. I don't even know what it was. He was dressed up like a businessman, all that bullshit there. So he gets pissed off. So he hears some guy honking, punches him out, while holding the suitcase and all this other bullshit. Wanders off, goes to this Korean or Chinese man's store. Well, guess what? He's like, $3 a pop. What the fuck are you talking about? These things should only be 50 cents. So what he does here is the Korean guy tries beating him with a baseball bat, but in all reality here, he took the baseball bat and beat the Korean man with it. And smashed us up in his store and shit here. So he leaves the 50 cents, which he wanted to pay for the pop there. Like, I don't even get that. So he wanders off here. So he wanders up this hill here. I don't even know what it is. It's some form of concrete thing. Sits down here, puts some newspaper in his shoe here because it has a huge bloody gaping hole in it. And it's like those loafers. Like, they don't look comfy. So these two Mexican gang members walk up to him. And there's him sitting there, enjoying his Coca-Cola. And they ruin it for him. Like, the fuck? So going on with this here, one of them pulls a knife on him. And what happens here is he still has the baseball bat. So he throws the suitcase at one of them, hits the other one upside the head with the baseball bat, takes the knife, beats him pretty much senseless, takes the knife, puts it in his back pocket. He's going to use it later on in some weird thing, I don't know. Going on with this here, goes down to the part of Mexican downtown LA, I don't know what it is, or where it is, and goes on and does all that kind of fun stuff. Well, guess what? These two Mexican guys here are yelling at this lady here, going, yeah, blah, 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 about this bullshit. And they have a bag of guns, semi-automatics, all that fun stuff. So what happens here is, these guys come driving down the street in an old Impala, rusted all beat the bat, and they start shooting at him while he is on this, what is it now? Oh yeah, a payphone here, and he's talking to his old wife here and shit here. It must be his daughter's birthday, I can't remember. Something around the end of that there. Whole point of the movie, him getting there. Might have ruined it. So these Mexicans here, there's probably 4 to 5 of them in this car. They start shooting. They hit everyone else but him. And they turn the corner and crash into some truck here. And the car flips over and does all that kind of fun stuff. Now what he does here, he walks over to the car here, and there's half of them are dead here, and there's this one here leaning out of it here, bloody and bleeding. All that kind of fun stuff there. And what he does here, he takes the bag of guns here, shoots the guy in the knee, then in the head. Like, alright, that was kind of pointless. So he goes off, wanders off, and all that bullshit there. Now the cops here are talking to this tramp lady here, which the two Mexican guys who just got beaten with the baseball bat to talk to. The cops are now talking to her. So she's blabbering on about a guy in a business suit without the jacket and shit there. Now here, and she tells them about this bag of guns, and they're going, oh shit, what the, oh god, and shit like that there. Then he gets to like a McDonald's mock-up of stuff here, and he says he wants breakfast. Well, guess what? It's 1 o'clock, and they don't serve breakfast, so he's kind of pissed. So then he takes I think it's an Uzi here, and starts shooting the roof. Like, well, guess what? The manager's out there and all that stuff there. And he's like, I want one of these. I think it was like a single patty thing here. And all it is a shriveled up piece of meat on a bun with a mouth of shitty cheese here. And he goes, is this really what I wanted? I wanted that thing. And he's pointing at a poster here of the burger here. Nice, juicy, all done up good. And he's pointing at this dinky little shriveled up thing here. And he leaves and stuff there after shooting up the roof a few more times. Doesn't even take the lunch or anything. He goes on about his day. He goes off to this flea market here and stuff here and buys this, well, snow globe thing with a unicorn in it. I don't know what it was. I'm guessing a unicorn. So he goes off in a bit here. Then here he realizes, well, the hole in his shoe is really pissing him off here and stuff here. So he goes into, what is it now? Oh yeah, Army and Navy supplies and excess supply store. Now going on here with this here, the guy in there has the police scanners listening to all this crap happening here. So one of the cops ladies who was around at the start here, who heard about the bag of guns here, walks in there by chance here. And the guy talks her out, and she leaves and whatnot. So what happens here is the owner of the store here locks up her and stuff here, and the guy gets a pair of boots here and whatnot. So they go into the back there, and he finds out the cop here is a fucking neo-Nazi of all things. Not the cop, but the gun store owner and whatnot. The neo-Nazi of all things. So what happens here is in the bag of guns here, he finds a snow globe and starts calling him gay here and whatnot, and all that good fun stuff there. Now he tells the businessman here who's pissed off and just angry at life here, tells him to put his hands onto the desk here. What happens here is he puts one hand back there, so the guy handcuffs it. He tells him to put his other hand back, but that can't be possible because gravity's going to take effect, as he says here, and he's going to smash his face in, or whatever it is, into this glass casing. What happens here is he takes the knife, which he stole from the Mexicans who tried to jump him because he was sitting on a piece of cement that's been graffitied out in the middle of nowhere. Then what happens here is he stabs a guy right around there, and he falls down dead. So what he does here is he puts him into his own little cabinet case and whatnot here, and he leaves and he dresses up and gets more guns and ammunition. Going on with this here, he goes on into a private golf course here, and there's two old geezers all in the see-through pink and purple visors, wearing the puffy goofy pants and all that fun stuff, and they're yelling at him, telling him to get off the course. What happens here is he takes out a sawed-off fucking shotgun, shoots their golf cart, and it goes off down the hill here and into the lake here. Well, the one old guy falls on the ground and starts having a heart attack. Well, that's what that old guy's medicine was, in the fucking golf cart, which is now in the pond at the bottom of the hill. So the old guy dies and whatnot. Going on with that there, he heads off here, cuts his hand and all that bullshit there, and then he finds himself ending up into this plastic surgeon's backyard here. So he starts yelling at this family which is there. Really, they don't even live there. They're basically the family of the yard keeper and whatnot here. And all they hear is this yelling and screaming in the house here, and it looks like this plastic surgeon must have been doing something illegal because the cops were in there. And he goes off and does this thing there. Now he's on the mainstream road here. Guess what? He pulls out a fucking bazooka of all things. Something they used in Nam here, plastic piece of shit. And what he does here, guys yelling on the road, traffic's all held up here, and then he starts arguing with this construction guy here. What happens here is this kid here shows him how to fire this thing. He doesn't know how to fire it and all that fun stuff. So what happens here is the bazooka round goes underground here and blows up a huge ass water main. Oh, it was amazing. Later on here, he makes it to his daughter's house there and his ex-wife and all that fun stuff there. And he takes them out to the pier and stuff here. Now this old geezer of a cop here is about to retire here. All that good stuff there. Goes off and finds him. He's left the gun somewhere. He shoots one Mexican officer lady who had been in the gun store here. The guy who owned it talked her out of there and stuff. And she's been shot by probably a 9mm in the side. They pull her away in a stretch and all that good stuff. So this old guy here goes down to the pier here, and he has the gun pointed at him, at the businessman, who's now all dressed in military fatigue and all that stuff. Then what happens here is the businessman says, "I still have one on me." Point being here, the cop fires on him like that. Well, guess what? He pulls out a squirt gun of all things, and goes, "If this was real, I would have got you." Then he falls off the edge and into, well, the foamy fucking sea and all that fun stuff. And that would be my conclusion of, what's this movie called again?
Falling Down.
Falling Down.